So when does a 1031 make sense and when it doesn't make sense? What are the best use cases when folks should consider doing it and when it doesn't make sense to do it?
Sit on the fence on this question a little bit and say that there are clear cases when it doesn't make sense. And that's when you don't want to own real estate anymore and you need the money for some other purpose. So you say you really want to deleverage. 1031s are good for lots of things, but they're not good for reducing the overall amount of debt you have in your portfolio or in your life. And there's rules as to why that's true. So if you really need to deleverage, if you really got to pay off a lot of credit cards, or you just want to get out of the real estate game altogether, 1031 is probably not your option. Now, maybe you have conversations about investing into passive investments, deferring taxes, just getting mailbox money after the fact. But it totally makes sense when you know what you want to buy, you know you got appreciated property, and you know you don't want to pay Uncle Sam. So you hire someone like us to stiff arm the government and do a 1031 for you. Now, 1031s, there's no penalty for starting one and not completing it. So you can effectively use a 1031 like an option on the right to defer your taxes if you find the right investment. And we see people do this where they'll go, I'm not totally sure if I'm going to land on a new property, but I'm going to take the next 45 days after sale and figure out if I could find one. If I do, I'll do a 1031. And if not, then I'll cancel my exchange at day 45 and get my money back. You have to be very careful about how you structure that because it's possible to get locked into the full 180-day window, even if you know you're not going to do a 1031. But that first 45 days could be used as an exploratory period to see, is this really what I want to do? And I recommend people at least entertain that idea. So it also works really well for partnerships where they want to continue the partnership in the form it's constructed. It's tougher. It doesn't mean it's the wrong solution, but it's tougher for people who have been invested together and want to go their separate ways. It's also possible, but not ideal if you want to buy new real estate, but you want to live in the new real estate, right? So people will say, I'm going to 1031 out of my portfolio in Chicago because I really want to have a beach house in San Diego or in Miami or a mountain home in Vail. So I'm going to 1031 into that. You can do it, but it takes a long time to do it correctly. You're talking a years-long process before you can actually move into it if you wanted for your taxes. So again, to the planning idea, 1031s are good for those who plan and good for those who have a lot of built-up appreciation or a lot of cumulative depreciation in their real estate.
Yeah, that's a lot of wisdom. I mean, at the end of the day, what you offer as a boutique shop is not only compliance and proper execution, but also some of this strategic thinking and planning and just getting people on the right path way before they want to transact.